All right, Kosta, well, good to see you back, presumably. Can you tell us about the nature of your injury and how your recovery's gone?
Yeah, so it was a hammy strain. You know, it was pulled up a bit sore a few days after, so I thought I was in a bit of trouble. But look, just turned the corner about 5 or 6 days in, and just gone from strength to strength, which is good. And look, back full training now, and looking to be involved on the weekend, whether that's from the start, probably more so at least to get a good 20-30 minutes, I would think, and then push on from there.
How frustrating has it been being out, you know, in a pretty, I mean, they're all games are important, but in a pretty crucial part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, even that week away where the boys stayed around in Sydney in between games, and I'm here, you know, slugging away. It's tough to watch. And no, look, I think the past few weeks the boys have done really well, especially against the Mariners. I thought it wasn't the prettiest game by any stretch, and it's gone from sort of not a great loss against a team above us to a really good draw, you know, in a matter of minutes. So look, we need to take the positives, and a point in Gosford, I don't think many other teams are getting that at the moment. So look, the boys need to be positive, and we've got 2 home games, well, home-ish sort of games from here, and we need to just keep pushing because it's really tight at the moment.
It is really tight. I mean, you've been around the league a long time, and the table can be tight right up to the end for top 6 spots and even top 4 spots. So what do you think the team has to really do well over these last 8 games to be in the playoff picture and high up the table?
I think we need to maximise these home games for sure. You know, it doesn't obviously mean that playing at home you're going to win, but we always do push to win at home. We're really positive, and I think we've done really well at home so far. So look, if we can get maximum points from home, I think that'll get us pretty close. And then the away games, we need to sort of not drop points, I think. And look, like I said, the bottom teams I think on 17 points now. So I don't think I've ever seen that while I've been here. It's usually, you know, 9, 10, 11 points at this stage. So a couple wins from anyone can push them right up there, and a couple losses and you find yourself in the 8th or 9th all of a sudden. So look, I think it's just consistency, and you know, we can't worry about results around us, and we need to just pick up points any way possible.
You've played with a lot of centre forwards in this league as well, and Oscar Zavada's the latest of those, 10 goals and 18 games. How does he compare to some of the other strikers you've played with in the A-League?
Yeah, look, he's still a pretty young guy, and what I like about Oscar's his attitude. He works really hard out in the paddock and in the gym, so I really like to see that. And things weren't really going for him early on in the year, and you know, I'm not going to say I knew if he scored one he's going to score a lot, but his attitude never sort of faded or withered, so I really like that about him. And look, he's doing fantastic for us. Like I said, sloppy game on the weekend, and he comes up with a big goal for us. So yeah, as long as he keeps going like that, I think he's going to still keep scoring goals. So I think everyone should be really happy with him.
In your own form, Kosta, I mean, the injury came at a bad time. Never a good time for these things to arrive, obviously, but you know, the goal against Perth up in Palmerston North, you happy with the way things are going? Yeah,
I think so. Look, I think it's pretty clear that my role in the team is not to be a out-and-out goal scorer here. And to be fair, it wasn't in Sydney either. It's sort of that false 9 and playing as a 10 at times. So look, if I can, I've always liked to find players in better position to me to score. Obviously to chip in with goals whenever I can. And yeah, you know, I think I'm pretty happy with how I'm going and how the team's going. I think you can see when everyone's fit, and you know, myself and Borley have that experience up top. It does stabilise the team a little bit. And look, I mean, we're sitting in a good spot, so I think everyone's doing really well, and some people are playing to their maximum potential, I think, and we've got a good mix, and we need to just keep that going.
Just on goals, and I'm pretty sure that you're not a stats-driven guy, but your next goal will be double figures for Wellington, and you'll be just the second person to score double figures for 4 different clubs. Are you driven by numbers at all? I mean, you look very surprised when I tell you that.
I didn't know that. Look, to be honest, one that I do have in mind is obviously whoever's 5th on the all-time goals, because I want to try crack that, but before it's all said and done. I think I'm, you know, 10 or so off, but I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, like I said, goals are great, and when I'm sort of the main guy to look for goals, I think I am a bit more selfish, or I sort of get into those areas a bit more. but yeah, now I'm definitely going to be pushing for that. It'll be that's those things that you look back on and think it's a pretty fair effort, and guys like yourself might remember that stuff. A lot of people might not, but it's a good sort of indicator of longevity, I guess, which is good.
Absolutely, it is. And just a word on the All Whites. Got a couple of games coming up, and you unfortunately missed the recent matches against Australia, which I'm sure was difficult for you. Have you thought about being involved with the All Whites for these games against China?
Yeah, look, I've spoken to them. I've spoken to Bays, and obviously the next World Cup's a few years away, and I just said, look, I'm really happy to still be involved. I'm never going to not put my hand up to play for the All Whites as long as I'm wanted. Whether I see it all the way through, we'll see what happens. You never know with football, but I said for the meantime, I'm really happy to keep going, and hopefully I'm there, when it comes, because I haven't played for the All Whites at home for a long time. Or we haven't been at home for a long time, really, so it'd be great.
And you mentioned the importance of the home games. What about the importance of the opponents as well, given that Newcastle and Sydney are both the two clubs hot on the Phoenix's heels?
Yeah, I mean, there's no easy games, It's usually, like I said, at this point, there might be one or two teams struggling and not giving up, but you might get a team where you think, we're going to turn these guys over, but everyone's still in the mix, and it's just a crazy time, I think, and we need to be on our toes. We haven't been great. Even last year, the boys said against Newcastle, they weren't great against them, so we need to be on from the beginning, because the first game, they sent us a warning shot in the first minute or so, and it was ruled off, and we didn't adjust, and we conceded a couple minutes after that. So we need to, I think, match them for intensity for the first 10-15 minutes, be brave and beat their press for the first 2 or 3 passes, and then you've seen they are vulnerable with space in behind them. So I think just being brave, it's crunch time, but you need to show that you want to play and be brave about it.
And just how much are the team looking forward to being back at Sky Stadium, given I think it's almost been 6 weeks?
There's part of me before as well, so I love playing at Sky Stadium as well, so I think the boys are raring to go. They've had a couple of days to sort of get the energy levels back after a long month, and look, we need to pick up maximum points if we're really serious about pushing at least top 6 and even better. So we need to pick up maximum points, especially at home.